so today I have a video for you using the Zoella and Colourpop collection. I bought the Brunch Date palette and the 3 lipsticks as well as one of the lip liners. Now I will let you know there are a few other things in this collection. I believe there's another eyeliner, I did buy one, and a blush and highlight, but I did just purchase one eyeliner, the palette, and 3 lipsticks and a lip liner. So I'll give you swatches of everything that I got very shortly, but this is what the palette looks like. I think it's very, very cute. I love Colourpop, as you guys have noticed in my previous videos, and this palette and products are no different. I especially love these lipsticks. I'll show you the swatches shortly. I am new to swatching on my arm, so a few of the matte shades didn't swatch very well, but on the eyes they applied very nicely. Just to let you know, it does kind of look like they're not applying that nicely on my arm, but they are. They're just the same quality as other Colourpop eyeshadows, and I love them. I think that this palette is a great everyday palette. It's all kinds of colors that I gravitate towards normally, with the exception of the blue, but I actually kind of really like that there's a little pop of color there, and blue is my favorite color, so I do sometimes like to play around with it. This is the liner I bought. There are 2 eyeliners in the collection. There's a brown and black, and I believe that they're both a shimmer color. This is the brown one. And here are the lipsticks. I bought 1 lip bundle and just 2 of the lipsticks by themselves. I needed a red lip liner, so I decided to go for the red one. But I absolutely love these colors. I think that they're really, really beautiful colors, and you will see all 3 of them right here. This is the nude called Little One. I think that this suits my skin tone very well and would suit a lot of other skin tones. As a nude, on deeper skin tones, it would be a very light nude. I think it would be very pretty. And this is a very bright, almost kind of pinky red. I really, really, really like it. And I'm trying to get more into wearing pink lipsticks, and this one in At Me seems just down my alley. So, yeah, I really do like this little collection, and I'll show you the 3 looks using it. Starting with look number 1, this is a bronzed eyeshadow look with the nude lipstick. So I'm just dipping into maple syrup and buffing this all around the crease and focusing it a little bit on the outer corner. And just making sure I get that really nice and blended in as our transition shade before we move on to the rest of the look. This is something that I think would be a perfect everyday look. This is something that I do all the time with the eyeshadows I already have in my collection, and I can really see myself gravitating toward this palette on an everyday basis. It just has a bunch of warms and enough mattes and shimmers to make a really great wearable everyday look. I did fail to mention I have already applied the rest of my face makeup, and I'll put everything I have on in the description below. And I do have I have primed my eyelids with the Colourpop No Filter Concealer. Anyway, I believe I dipped into, you could see what color that was, a little bit of a darker matte brown, and I'm blending it into the outer edge, a little bit more focused on the outer edge and just blending it slightly into the crease. So it is a little bit lower than the previous shade. This is just to deepen up the outer corner and create a little bit of depth in the look. That last color was Mimosa. Now I'm dipping into Americano, which is a much cooler toned matte brown, and it's a little bit darker too, and I'm really, really focusing this on that outer edge of the eye and only blending the edges a little bit to deepen it up, not really dragging the color itself into the crease too much. So we're just kind of getting deeper and deeper with the colors and blending them lower and lower down. Now I'm just taking no extra product on this brush and blending out the edges to make sure that there's no harsh lines and that all those colors blend seamlessly together. Now, the star of this look is the color Cinnamon Sugar. I always like to apply shimmers with a brush first and then go in with my finger to really intensify the pigment, so that's what I'm doing today. I'm putting this all over the lid, not quite all the way to the outer edge, but I'm putting it mainly in the center and the inner corner. Like I said, going in with my finger now, and that just really intensifies the color. I love this. It's a gorgeous coppery bronze shade. I think it's very beautiful and would look great on anyone, really. Maybe a little bit too dark for all over the lid for a really, really light skin tone, but for all other skin tones, I think it would look great. Now, this is a shimmer shade called Pancakes, Please. The names of these shades are really, really cute. So I'm just adding this to the outer corner to bring the shimmer a little bit to the farther edge and again deepen it up a little bit more. So I'm just blending those together to make sure that it's nice and seamless and there are no harsh lines. And again, I'm just taking that brush with no extra product and blending the edges so that it's nice and seamless. Now we're moving on to the lower lash line. I'm dipping into the original color, Maple Syrup, and I'm buffing this all along the lower lash line. You can bring this color a little bit down lower than I did. I'm still trying to get used to bringing colors really low on the lower lash line. I think that that's a beautiful look. I'm getting there. Now into the second shade we used, Mimosa, and I'm just buffing this one on the outer third of my eye, not going all the way to the inner corner. With each color we do, I'm going to be getting farther and farther away from the inner corner. Now dipping into the Americano shade and just putting this on the outer third of the eye. Now I'm going to apply off camera the Zoella and Colourpop brown eyeliner. I can't remember the name right now, but I'll put it in the description box. And I am dipping into the shimmery brown shade and using that to blend out the eyeliner all along the outer third. I'm really making sure that this one stays close to the lash line. And for a highlight, I'm using the color Champagne Toast. This is a beautiful shimmer color. I really, really, really like this for an inner corner highlight. As you can see with these colors, there are a little bit of fallout with the shimmer shades because they are so soft and blendable. I usually would do my eyes first, but because I was doing 3 looks today, I wanted to save some time in the video, so I did my eyes last. I'm just applying the black Colourpop BFF mascara off camera, and that completes the eye look. Moving on to the lips, I'm using the Skimpy Colourpop lip liner. Mine is doing something weird, so you can ignore that, but this is just what I like to use to line my lips. It's just a nice nude. I don't know if they sell Skimpy anymore, but any nude lip liner will work. And I am applying the nude lipstick in the collection. Again, I really love these lipsticks. They're the matte formula from Colourpop, and this is I think this is my favorite lipstick formula, and this color is very pretty. And this is the final look. I'm just going to take my hair down so I can show it to you with my hair styled. Yeah, I really, really think this is a perfect everyday wearable look. I can see this as probably the main type of look I'll be doing with a palette, switching up that main shimmer color a lot. Yeah. Moving on to look number 2. I decided to use a little bit of the blue in this look, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. I hope that you are as well. I think that this is a really good wearable blue look, which is what I specialize in. So yeah, I'm taking the really warm color Mimosa, and I'm using this as my transition shade for this look. I am buffing it all along the crease and focusing it again on the outer edge of the crease. And I'm making sure I get that really nice and blended so that we have a good foundation for the next few steps. Again, my eyes are primed with Colourpop No Filter Concealer. Now, I'm dipping into Mimosa blended with French Toast, which is a almost maroony brown, a little bit of red in it. So I'm blending this one on the outer corner, and I'm just dragging it a little bit into the crease to deepen the look up and have this pop of a maroony shade. I am prepping the eye to put the blue down so that it'll be easier to blend out. Now, I'm dipping into the star of this look, Brunch Club. This color is so super pigmented and does blend. It's a little hard to work with when blending, but it does blend out very nicely. So I'm just packing that on the outer third of my eye, and then I am blending it out. I'm trying not to drag this too high or too far into the crease, but just want to make sure that it's a seamless blend. And I'm using the shade Mimosa on the same brush to help me in the blending out process. I'm just trying to get it laid down originally now, and then I go back to make sure that the pigmentation is still there on the color later. And repeating the same steps on the other eye. I'm just taking that brush with no additional product on it and blending out the edges to make sure it's seamless. Blend, blend, blend is the key. Now I'm doing a half cut crease, so I'm taking my Colourpop No Filter Concealer and I am very carefully applying that to the inner corner and middle of my eye. Making sure not to cover up the blue, and then we're going to dip into the matte shade that is a cool brown color Americano, and I'm applying this with the brush all over where we put the concealer. I'm making sure to bring it to the edge of where the blue is, and then I'm just going to go back and forth to make sure that the blue and the brown blend together very seamlessly. Dipping into the shimmery shade Pancakes Please, I'm using that between the blue and the shade Americano to make sure that they do look a little bit more blended. And like I said, we're going to go back and forth, and I'm really going to intensify that blue shade and then go back into the shimmer shade, blue, shimmer, until the edges look very seamless. Now I'm going into the lightest matte shade and maple syrup, and I'm using that to blend everything together again. Blend, 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 just like with the first look. Apologies for having my mirror in frame there, but I wanted to make sure that I got everything blended very nicely together. So yeah, I'm just taking my black eyeliner from Colourpop and putting that along the outer third of the lower lash line. And then I'm taking mimosa and maple syrup and I'm buffing them along the lower lash line. Again, I'm dragging these all the way to the inner corner, and then I'll go in with some other shades. Dipping into Americano and French Toast, I am buffing this on the outer third. Nope, I'm buffing it on the whole lower lash line. Sorry about that. And I'm just focusing this a little bit closer to the lash line than the two colors before it. And then I'm kind of repeating what's on the top. So I'm putting Americano on the inner third, Pancakes Please in the middle, and then I'm going to take Brunch Club, the blue, and put it on the outer third. And I'm making sure that I blend this into the upper lash line where I have the blue so that it looks very seamless. Using Champagne Toast as my inner corner highlight, I'm just applying that now, and you can use it as a brow bone highlight too, but as I've mentioned in my previous videos, brow bone highlights are not my thing. So I'm now trying to take the shade Extra Slice and apply it as kind of a upper lash line eyeliner, but this is a Wet n Wild brush that I got from the dollar store a long time ago, and it does not apply colors very well. It's not the eyeshadow, it's definitely the brush, but I didn't have anything that was thin enough that would accomplish this for me, so I tried, but I think that that would look really good if you could get it to apply well. You can kind of see it, but I do think that it's kind of an unnecessary step. Again, I'm using my Colourpop BFF Black Mascara and applying that, and that is the eyes complete. Now, I was thinking a nude lip would look really good with this look, but I wanted to try out the red lipstick in the collection, so I'm first applying the lip liner, and then I'm going to go in with the matte red lipstick. And that completes the second look. I'm going to take my hair down so you can see it with my hairstyle. And yeah, here we are. I really like how this turned out. Again, I think it's a very wearable way to use some blue eyeshadow. And yeah. Moving on to look number 3, a very pink look and kind of a halo eye. With a pop of brighter pink on the lower lash line. So we're going to start with maple syrup and blend this all around the crease area. I'm making sure that this is even all the way across because we are doing a halo eye today. So I'm not focusing this on the outer corner, I am just buffing it into the crease and making sure that it's blended out nicely. Into Mimosa, I am focusing this, packing it on the inner and outer corner of the eye, and then dragging it into the lower part of the crease. So this is where we're starting to build up the halo eye. So we want it dark on the inner and outer corner, and then we will leave the middle of the eye blank so that we can have a pop of shimmer on there. So I'm just repeating that on both eyes, and then we will move on to the next step. I'm dipping into the kind of reddish brown French toast and repeating the same steps that I did with the previous shade, packing it on the inner corner and outer corner and blending it into the lower part of the crease, just to deepen the look up even more. Now I'm dipping back into the original matte brown shade Maple Syrup and making sure that everything is blended seamlessly in the crease area so that there are no harsh lines. And now I'm dipping into the dark brown extra slice. It has a little bit of glitter in it, but it kind of falls off from your eye, so it's mostly a matte brown, and I am just packing this very, very carefully on the very, very outer edge and of the eye to deepen it up and making sure it's blended out seamlessly. I think this is just a little bit too dark for the inner corner, so I'm only packing this on the outer corner of the eye and then blending it out. This just adds a little bit of depth to the look so that your eye has kind of a shape. Now I'm taking the light shimmery shade called, I think it was Extra Slice, and I'm applying that all over the center of the eyelid. This is a really pretty light color. I can see people using this as a highlighter shade as well, but I really like having light colors on the lid, so that's what I went for today. And then I'm just going to blend the edges out in a minute. Using the shade Mimosa, I'm buffing the edges out so that there are no harsh lines. And then I'm just taking my finger again into that shade to intensify it again because I did lose some of the pigmentation in the blending process. Now I'm dipping into the color French Toast, and again I'm using that Wet n Wild brush. It didn't work the first time, I don't know why I tried it again, and I'm trying to use that shade as a bit of an eyeliner. It's kind of there, but could definitely be a lot better. And I'm just trying to flick it out into a sort of wing as well. It does show up, but not as well as I would like it to. Now I'm dipping into the shade Maple Syrup, and we are starting on the lower lash line. Buffing this shade all along the lower lash line, all the way to the inner corner, and making sure that I get it nice and blended. I'm going into the brown Colourpop and Zoella liner, and putting that all along the lower lash line. And then I'm going to try a pop of pink. Now, as you can see, I dented the shade. This is a very, very soft and pliable eyeshadow, so be careful and don't stab it quite like I did. And I am just using this all along the lower lash line. I thought that this would add a nice pop of pink color and shimmer, and I really like how it turned out. I'm making sure to apply this very low, lower than I typically would with a darker color, but I wanted to make sure it popped. And I'm just blending it onto the upper lash line as well, because I think with my eye shade that suits it best. Do whatever suits your eye shape. And then buffing really, really close to the lower lash line with the shade French Toast to make sure that the eyeliner is blended a little bit. And you do get a lot of fallout with this glittery shade, so I do recommend doing your eyes first. But now I'm using Champagne Toast as the inner corner highlight, and that should complete the eye look. Again, Colourpop BFF mascara. And there we go. Now moving on to the lips, I'm going to use the pink shade in the collection. At Me, again, I'm using the skimpy lip liner. Any nude lip liner will do. And they do sell one that goes with this lipstick. I just didn't find that I needed more nude and pink lip liners, so I decided not to purchase them. Taking my hair down, and I'll show you the final look. I really like how this pink halo eye turned out. I wore this one the rest of the day, and the eyeshadows did wear nicely, just as well as all other Colourpop eyeshadows, so I really like this collection. If these colors are up your alley, I say scoop it up, and 100% recommend the lipsticks. I absolutely love these. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you give one of these looks a try. I would love to see. If you did, please tag me on Instagram. My handle is Courtney Briee, just like the channel name is spelled. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, that will be great, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye! Thank you.